Europe's cities are changing, shaped by waves of migration that have brought vibrant Islamic cultures to the continent. From the bustling streets of London to the vibrant neighborhoods of Marseille, the influence of Muslim communities is reshaping urban landscapes, traditions, and daily life. This transformation is visible in the architecture of mosques, the aroma of halal cuisine, and the rhythm of Ramadan celebrations. In this video, we are visiting 10 European cities that have been profoundly impacted by Islamic migration, revealing how culture, history, and diversity intertwine in fascinating ways. We're kicking off our list with Malmö, Sweden's most multicultural city, and a true emblem of diversity in Scandinavia. This city has become a focal point of discussions around immigration, integration, and urban transformation in Europe. Over the past few decades, the city has experienced significant demographic changes, largely driven by immigration from the Middle East, North Africa, and South Asia. Today, nearly half of Malmö's population has a foreign background, with a substantial portion identifying as Muslim. Rosengård hosts mosques like the Islamic Center, which also functions as a cultural and educational hub. The area's markets are vibrant with Middle Eastern spices, halal meats, and Arabic sweets, catering to the growing Muslim community. During Ramadan, local streets come alive with celebrations, fostering a strong sense of unity. Economically, immigrant entrepreneurship has become a lifeline for the city. Small businesses owned by immigrants, particularly in retail and food services, contribute significantly to Malmö's local economy. According to a 2023 report, nearly 40% of Malmö's small businesses are immigrant-owned, creating jobs and fostering innovation. Despite these successes, Malmö faces significant challenges related to integration. The city has struggled with high unemployment rates among immigrant populations, with figures reaching nearly 30% in some areas like Rosengård. Language barriers, discrimination, and a lack of job opportunities exacerbate the problem, creating a cycle of poverty and exclusion. Crime and gang violence are also pressing issues. Malmö has gained international attention for its higher-than-average crime rates, particularly violent crimes linked to gang activity. Statistics from 2024 show that Malmö accounts for nearly 25% of Sweden's shootings, with a disproportionate number occurring in immigrant-dense neighborhoods. While it's crucial not to stigmatize entire communities, addressing these issues remains a priority for policymakers. Cultural clashes have occasionally surfaced, with debates around secularism, women's rights, and Sweden's traditionally liberal values. The city serves as both a cautionary tale and a beacon of hope, depending on one's perspective. Moving from Scandinavia to the heart of Europe, next on our list is Vienna, Austria's capital, a city where East meets West in both history and culture. Vienna has long been synonymous with classical music, imperial architecture, and a rich cultural heritage. However, over the past few decades, the city has undergone significant demographic and cultural changes due to a steady influx of Muslim immigrants. As of 2025, An estimated 12.5% of Vienna's population identifies as Muslim, marking a profound transformation in its social fabric. One of the most visible impacts of Muslim immigration has been the city's evolving cultural scene. Muslim communities, primarily from Turkey, Bosnia, and the Middle East, have introduced a rich tapestry of traditions, cuisine, and art. Viennese streets now boast halal restaurants, vibrant Turkish markets, and Middle Eastern bakeries, drawing both locals and tourists eager to experience authentic flavors. The city is home to the Islamic Center of Vienna, a striking mosque that serves as both a religious and cultural landmark. Halal restaurants and Turkish coffee houses dot the city, creating a fusion of traditional Austrian and Middle Eastern influences. Vienna's annual Bosnian cultural festivals also reflect its diverse heritage. One unique aspect of Vienna's Islamic influence is its music and art scene. Traditional Bosnian and Turkish music blends with Austrian classics, creating a fusion celebrated in cultural festivals. Additionally, young Muslim artists are increasingly making their mark, addressing themes of identity and belonging through their work. Integration remains a contentious issue. A study by the Austrian Integration Fund revealed that 42% of Muslim immigrants feel socially excluded, citing language barriers and cultural differences as key obstacles. This disconnect has fueled concerns about parallel societies, where communities live in isolation rather than embracing a shared identity. Muslim immigration has also influenced Vienna's political landscape. Far-right parties have capitalized on fears of cultural erosion, gaining traction among voters worried about Vienna's changing identity. At the same time, progressive movements champion multiculturalism, highlighting the contributions of Muslim communities. As the city continues to evolve, fostering mutual understanding and inclusive policies will be essential to harmonize its diverse population. Now we travel north to Copenhagen, Denmark's vibrant capital. This city has also experienced significant transformation due to Islamic migration, enriching its cultural tapestry and influencing various facets of urban life. Islamic migration to Copenhagen began in earnest during the 1960s and 1970s, driven by labor shortages that attracted workers from countries such as Turkey, Pakistan, and Morocco. More recently, refugees from Syria, Afghanistan, and Somalia have added to the city's growing Muslim population. As of 2020, Denmark was home to approximately 256,000 Muslims, constituting about 4.4% of the national population. A substantial number reside in Copenhagen, with notable concentrations in districts like Nørrebro. A traditionally working-class area, 21% of the population are immigrants or Danes with immigrant backgrounds from non-Western countries, many of whom are of Muslim heritage. Islamic influence is evident in the bustling streets lined with halal butchers, Turkish bakeries, and Middle Eastern restaurants. The area's mosques, including Denmark's first purpose-built mosque, the Grand Mosque of Copenhagen, serve as spiritual and community hubs. These spaces host interfaith dialogues, charity events, and educational programs, fostering a sense of unity within the city. Copenhagen's Islamic migration has also influenced its political and social landscape. The city's commitment to inclusivity is reflected in programs aimed at integrating migrants through education and employment opportunities. Meanwhile, cultural initiatives such as the Muslim-Jewish Comedy Nights highlight the city's unique approach to bridging cultural divides. Despite these positive contributions, Islamic migration has not been without its challenges. Issues related to integration, cultural differences, and social cohesion have sparked debates among policymakers and citizens alike. Norrebro, for instance, has been highlighted as both a vibrant multicultural district and a hotspot for social tensions. Critics argue that high concentrations of immigrants in specific areas can lead to segregation, which hampers efforts to foster unity and shared values. Furthermore, incidents of crime and gang activity in some immigrant-dominated neighborhoods have fueled negative stereotypes, although studies show that socioeconomic factors, rather than ethnicity, are the primary drivers of such issues. From Denmark, we head back to Sweden to explore Stockholm. Sweden, historically known for its humanitarian approach to migration, saw a significant increase in asylum seekers and immigrants during the late 20th and early 21st centuries. Many of these migrants came from Muslim-majority countries such as Iraq, Syria, Somalia, and Afghanistan, driven by war, political unrest, and economic hardship. By 2023, approximately 8% of Sweden's population identified as Muslim, with a considerable proportion residing in Stockholm. Known as Little Mogadishu, Rinkeby is home to Somali, Iraqi, and Syrian migrants who have reshaped the area's identity. Mosques and Islamic centers serve as cultural anchors. These areas are alive with halal markets, Middle Eastern cafes, and shops selling traditional goods. During Ramadan, Stockholm's Muslim neighborhoods light up with iftar gatherings and charity events, creating a deep sense of community. Stockholm's Islamic population has also influenced the arts and media. Muslim filmmakers, writers, and musicians are creating works that reflect their unique experiences, bringing fresh perspectives to Sweden's cultural scene. The city's museums and galleries frequently host exhibitions that celebrate Islamic art and heritage. Having said all that, high levels of unemployment persist among some immigrant groups, again often due to language barriers and credential recognition issues. Social segregation remains a pressing issue. Suburbs like Rinkeby and Tensta are often characterized by lower income levels, higher crime rates, and limited interaction with broader Swedish society. Crime has also been a contentious topic in the migration debate. While most migrants live law-abiding lives, some neighborhoods with high immigrant populations have been labeled as vulnerable areas by Swedish police, facing challenges such as gang violence and drug trafficking. In broader society, Islamophobia and discrimination have affected many Muslim residents, particularly women who wear hijabs. A 2022 study found that Muslims in Sweden are more likely to experience workplace discrimination and housing challenges compared to other groups. At its best, Stockholm exemplifies how migration can rejuvenate and diversify a city. At its most challenging, it highlights the importance of addressing systemic inequalities to prevent social fragmentation. Next, we journey to Amsterdam, the Netherlands, a city known for its progressive values and rich multiculturalism. Amsterdam's multiculturalism is deeply influenced by its Muslim population, which constitutes about 12% of the city's residents. Migrants from Morocco, Turkey, and Suriname have shaped neighborhoods like De Barsjes and Bos en Lamer, creating hubs of Islamic culture. The Westermoskee, a stunning Ottoman-style mosque, stands as a testament to Amsterdam's Islamic heritage. While local markets buzz with vendors selling halal meat, fresh produce, and Middle Eastern spices, cafes and restaurants serving Moroccan mint tea and Turkish kebabs have become staples of Amsterdam's culinary scene. The annual festival called Islamic Arts Festival Amsterdam celebrates traditions like calligraphy and storytelling, attracting visitors from around Europe. While Amsterdam is known for its tolerance, challenges around integration persist. Some Muslim communities face socioeconomic disparities, with higher unemployment rates and lower educational outcomes compared to the national average. This has led to concerns about segregation in certain neighborhoods, where Muslims often form tight-knit insular communities. The Netherlands has faced isolated cases of radicalization among Muslim youth. Events like the murder of filmmaker Theo van Gogh in 2004 and the involvement of Dutch nationals in international terrorist activities have sparked fears and led to stricter surveillance policies. However, these incidents involve a tiny fraction of the population and do not represent the broader Muslim community. Muslims in Amsterdam often report experiencing discrimination in employment, housing, and social interactions. Islamophobic rhetoric has gained traction in Dutch politics, with parties like the Party for Freedom (PVV) calling for restrictions on Muslim migration and the closure of mosques. Such tensions can create feelings of alienation within Muslim communities. As Amsterdam continues to evolve, the challenge lies in balancing its celebrated values of tolerance and openness with the realities of a multicultural society. Heading south, we arrive in Brussels, Belgium, often called the heart of Europe, where over 25% of the population identifies as Muslim. This transformation is most evident in neighborhoods like Molenbeek and Schaerbeek, where Islamic traditions are deeply woven into daily life. The Grand Mosque of Brussels, located in Cinquantenaire Park, is a key landmark and a center for cultural and religious activities. Halal markets, Moroccan tea houses, and Turkish patisseries are ubiquitous, reflecting the culinary diversity brought by migrants. Annual events like the Moroccan Week Festival celebrate the city's North African heritage. Brussels is also a political hub for Muslim representation. The city has seen a rise in Muslim politicians and activists who advocate for issues affecting their communities. This civic engagement highlights how Islamic migration is influencing not just culture but also governance. Neighborhoods like Molenbeek, often unfairly labeled as no-go zones, highlight the complexities of integration. Molenbeek gained notoriety after being linked to individuals involved in terrorist attacks across Europe, casting a shadow over the community. However, such labels ignore the daily struggles and resilience of the majority of its residents, who are law-abiding citizens striving for better opportunities. Social tensions occasionally surface, particularly around issues like secularism and gender equality. Belgium's strict laws on secularism, such as the ban on wearing the niqab in public, have sparked debates about religious freedom and cultural identity. These policies are viewed by some as essential for maintaining Belgium's liberal values, while others see them as marginalizing Muslim communities. Brussels is a city at a crossroads, grappling with the complexities of multiculturalism in a globalized world. The city's transformation offers both lessons and warnings for other European capitals. On one hand, it showcases how diversity can drive cultural and economic vibrancy. On the other, it underscores the risks of social fragmentation if integration efforts falter. Our next stop is Berlin, Germany, where history and culture collide in neighborhoods like Kreuzberg and Neukölln. Berlin's Turkish community, established in the 1960s, has profoundly shaped these areas. Today, Muslims make up around 9% of the city's population, contributing to its dynamic multiculturalism. Berlin's food culture in particular owes much to its Muslim communities. The doner kebab, a now iconic street food staple, was introduced to Germany by Turkish immigrants in the 1970s and has since become synonymous with Berlin's cosmopolitan identity. Similarly, halal restaurants and markets have proliferated, serving not just the Muslim community but also a broader audience seeking diverse culinary experiences. Beyond food and religion, Berlin's Islamic population has influenced its arts and culture scene. Turkish-German filmmakers and musicians are gaining international acclaim, addressing themes of identity and migration in their work. Events like the Kreuzberg Ramadan Festival celebrate the city's multicultural spirit. Economically, Muslim immigrants have been integral to Berlin's labor market. Turkish immigrants who began arriving in large numbers as Gastarbeiter, guest workers, in the 1960s, initially took on roles in construction and manufacturing, helping rebuild post-war Germany. Today, their descendants, as well as newer immigrants, contribute across a range of sectors from healthcare to technology. An estimated 20% of Berlin's small businesses are immigrant-owned, many of them by Muslims. These businesses generate employment and inject dynamism into the city's economy. However, one challenge lies in the political and social polarization surrounding immigration. Far-right parties such as the Alternative for Germany (AfD) have exploited fears of cultural erosion and terrorism to gain traction, particularly in eastern Berlin. Anti-immigrant rhetoric has led to a rise in hate crimes, including attacks on mosques and Muslim-owned businesses. At the same time, some Muslim communities feel unfairly scrutinized and stigmatized, further straining relations between groups. The transformation brought about by Muslim immigration, with its successes and struggles, reflects the broader challenges and opportunities facing Europe today. We're getting closer to the top, and at number 3 we find ourselves in Marseille, France. With its Mediterranean beauty, Marseille is home to one of Europe's largest Muslim populations, comprising nearly 25% of its residents. Migrants from Algeria, Morocco, and Tunisia have left an indelible mark on the city's culture. Markets in Noailles and La Plaine brim with North African spices, textiles, and street food, offering a sensory experience that reflects the city's Islamic heritage. These vibrant marketplaces are more than commercial hubs. They are cultural meeting points where traditions and stories are exchanged. The increasing visibility of the Muslim population has led to changes in the religious landscape of Marseille. Mosques and prayer spaces have proliferated, with the Grand Mosque of Marseille being a symbol of this growth. However, the rise in mosque construction has also sparked controversy, particularly in the broader context of the national debate over Islam's place in French society. Concerns about radicalization and Islamist extremism have occasionally overshadowed the positive contributions of the majority of law-abiding Muslims, leading to tensions between the community and broader French society. Despite the challenges, Marseille has produced several notable figures of Muslim heritage who have made significant contributions to French society and culture. Zinedine Zidane, born to Algerian parents in Marseille, is perhaps the most famous figure of Muslim heritage associated with the city. As one of the greatest footballers of all time, Zidane's achievements, including winning the 1998 World Cup with France, have made him a symbol of success and pride for the city and the Muslim community. In the realm of politics, figures like Samia Ghali, born in Marseille to Algerian parents, have made their mark. Ghali became a prominent local politician and member of the French Senate, advocating for social justice and better integration of immigrant communities. Her leadership highlights the growing political influence of the Muslim community in the city. Marseille's transformation through Muslim migration highlights both the challenges and opportunities that come with a rapidly changing demographic landscape. Narrowing in on the top at number 2, we explore Paris, a city synonymous with romance, art, and now a thriving Islamic culture. Over the past century, Paris has experienced significant demographic changes, with Muslims becoming an integral part of its population. It's estimated that Muslims make up approximately 10 to 12% of the total population in France, a percentage that is likely higher in Paris itself. Paris has seen a steady influx of immigrants from Algeria, Morocco, Tunisia, and more recently from sub-Saharan Africa, especially following the decolonization period after World War II. The transformation of Paris has been influenced by the growth of Muslim neighborhoods, especially in the northeastern parts of the city, such as the 18th and 19th arrondissements. These areas, known for their rich Arab and North African cultural heritage, have become central to the city's identity. The once predominantly Christian and secular city is now home to numerous mosques, halal restaurants, and vibrant cultural centers that cater to the needs of its Muslim population. Saint-Denis is home to numerous halal businesses, Islamic schools and cultural centers. The Great Mosque of Paris, built in 1926, is both an architectural marvel and a symbol of France's historical ties with the Muslim world. Ramadan in Paris is a vibrant affair, with night markets and community iftars bringing people together. The Grand Mosque of Paris, with its stunning Moorish architecture, is not only a place of worship but also a center for cultural exchange. Nearby, the bustling Barbes district offers a slice of North African life with its markets selling spices, textiles and halal delicacies. While the transformation of Paris has led to a more inclusive and diverse society, it has also brought significant challenges. In 2004, the French government banned the wearing of headscarves in public schools, a law that has been controversial among Muslim communities. Paris, with its blend of old and new, secular and religious, continues to be a testament to the richness of its multicultural heritage and the ongoing interplay of diverse communities within the city. Finally, at number 1 we land in London, Europe's most diverse city and a global epicenter of Islamic culture. Home to over 1.3 million Muslims, nearly 15% of its population, the city is a vibrant mosaic of cultures shaped by decades of migration from countries like Pakistan, Bangladesh, Somalia, and Turkey. This has turned London into a hub of Islamic culture, evident in its architecture, cuisine, and social fabric. The East End, for instance, is dotted with halal eateries, bustling markets, and mosques like the East London Mosque, which serves over 7,000 worshippers during Friday prayers. London also boasts the largest Islamic banking sector in the West, with Sharia-compliant finance contributing significantly to the city's economy. Muslim festivals like Eid are celebrated on a grand scale, attracting thousands to iconic landmarks like Trafalgar Square. The city's schools reflect this transformation. In Tower Hamlets, over 50% of students are Muslim. Politically, London made history in 2016 by electing Sadiq Khan, the first Muslim mayor of a major Western capital. While the transformation of London through Islamic migration has brought numerous positive changes, there have also been challenges and negative impacts that have sparked significant debate. These issues often center around integration, social cohesion, and security, and they reflect the complexities that come with a rapidly changing demographic landscape. Cultural clashes between Muslim migrants and other groups in London have also been a source of tension. The differences in values and social norms between some Muslim communities and the wider British population have sparked conflicts, particularly regarding gender roles, freedom of expression, and religious practices. Perhaps the most contentious issue surrounding Muslim migration to London has been concerns about security and the potential for radicalization. As in other European cities, there have been instances of extremist activity linked to certain individuals or groups within the Muslim community. The terrorist attacks that have occurred in London, such as the 7/7 bombings in 2005 and the more recent attacks carried out by Islamist extremists, have fueled fears about the radicalization of young Muslims. And there you have it, a journey through 10 European cities profoundly shaped by Islamic migration. These cities are living examples of how cultures can intersect, creating new traditions while honoring the old. From the bustling streets of London to the vibrant markets of Brussels, each city tells a unique story of transformation, resilience, and coexistence. As we look ahead, these cultural crossroads remind us of the beauty that diversity brings to our urban landscapes. What's your favorite city on this list? Or is there one we missed that deserves a mention? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating insights into how our world is evolving. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.